Lindsay from My Crafty Plans, and today I will be planning May monthly and notes page in my Erin Condren Life Planner. I will be using this kit from My Newest Addiction. It has this gorgeous rose gold foil, and it comes with like all the little things that you might need. I'll be pulling in some other foil from Rose Colored Daze as well. I have my notes page that I made myself as usual, and as well I had grabbed a bunch of rose gold Simply Gilded Washi. This is from that first release she did on her Shopify website. So if you watch my videos before, you know I don't usually use a kit for the monthly, but I saw a bunch of people using the My Newest Addiction April kit, and it was just so gorgeous. So I made sure to check out the May kit when it came out, and I just loved it. So I decided to pick one up and just try this out. So I'm going to get started laying down those top strips. I think these are so beautiful. I did struggle to get them like all lined up with the boxes a little bit. I kind of actually struggled getting everything lined up. I think just because I'm not used to using the kits. I really did like having the kit. It made it easy to like pick a theme and be like nice and coordinated. But I do like getting to use my leftovers and all that stuff. So maybe I'll just do some months with the kits and some months without. Sorry if you can hear my guy a little bit. I'm snuggling up with the baby as I record this voiceover right now. So I do think this kit is absolutely gorgeous. It's not like actually my ideal format. And actually that's probably why I like don't usually use a monthly kit. I feel like none of them are really my ideal format. I wish that they came with deco, and I feel like hardly any monthly kits come with deco, and I like don't really need the sidebar. I put some stuff in there, but I like having the calendar, but I don't really need the sidebar, so I would definitely go full deco on the sidebar if that were an option. In this kit in particular, it came with like plenty of full boxes for the month, but it didn't really have a ton of like little appointment-y type things, so I wish it did have more of that. So for the days that weren't there at the end of the month, I used what came with the kit. I thought that was such a great idea, having the June at a glance down there. I absolutely love that, and it's foiled, so it's totally gorgeous. But for the other dates that weren't there, since there were 2 at the beginning of the month and 2 at the end of the month, it had like a quote box with like a whole quote, and it was really pretty with the rose gold foil, but I just like wasn't feeling the quote or having a quote box. Nothing against the quote in particular. So I decided to make a washi cover up as I usually do and pull in that beautiful Simply Gilded Washi. I love the butterflies, and plus I carried the butterflies over into my notes page, so that I thought was like really cool. And then I used actually some of the washi that came with the kit, the strips of washi that came with the kit, and then as well some of these enchanted bows from Simply Gilded, and I'm going to pull in another really super skinny washi that has rose gold foil from Simply Gilded as well. I didn't like the way that it was like covering up part of the bows though, so I decided to like kind of roll up the bow washi a little and then put the skinny washi on the bottom and the bows on top of that, so you could see all of the bow washi. So this month isn't too busy or anything. Actually, like, I don't know. We just don't have a particularly busy life. I mean, we have like small kids, so we don't really, have like any kinds of crazy plans that go on, mostly just hanging out and doing mom stuff. But I am really excited for this month. I've been feeling really good, and I like want to start working out a bit more again. So I will definitely be doing a lot of that. But we do have, my parents are coming for a visit, and it is Mother's Day, which I love Mother's Day now that I'm a mom. I always loved Mother's Day. I think it's a really sweet holiday, and moms are important and very often underappreciated. So do something nice for your mom this Mother's Day, or if you are a mom, do something nice for yourself. It is, I've been thinking a lot about self-care lately, and like especially as the mom of young children, self-care definitely takes a huge backseat to like everybody else. But it's really important to take care of yourself as well, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Anyway, I am hopping over to my sidebar and I just ran some washi at the top. I'm actually going to pull that up later because I did not run it over far enough. And then I added in the butterflies at the bottom. I just absolutely love that washi. Like, honestly, I couldn't believe that washi didn't sell out right away. It's like my favorite non-Bose Simply Gilded washi ever. Anyway, for my sidebar, I actually decided to use one of like the full boxes from the kit on the sidebar, and that's for like my thought or wish or intention for the month, whatever you want to call it. I like having that there. I like don't do a lot of listing on the sidebar because I do have my bullet journal, which is moved into my B6. You can check out my setup video. It's linked below. I am really loving that, but that's where I do like most of my like goal setting and my like to-do listing for the month. It's just more functional for me. So this is just really like, you know, kind of key things. And sometimes I actually don't even end up filling it out until the end of the month, except for like the intention, etc. Anyway, so I did decide to use like 2 of the lists. I was glad they were in stackable, so I didn't have to like cut them down. They were like individual pieces. And I am going to do one for goals and one for like stuff that we want to do around the house, like finish the nursery, which we have not done yet. Anyway. And then I just layered some washi in between that. I am going to like move these around a little bit just to like make it fit and so that I don't have to put anything else in there because I don't have anything else to put in there. This is what I'm saying. Like, I just really wish that I had more deco. And then actually at the end of the month, what I do is I like pull in a bunch of deco on days that don't have anything. And I just like it to look kind of decorated and pretty because I do like to look back over it. And I use the notes pages for memory keeping, so it is like kind of stuff that I come back to. So kits with deco would be fantastic for all you sticker makers out there. But I do have a bunch of stuff, particularly from Paper Kumako, that has like a lot of watercolor flowers and everything that I think will look really nice with this kit. So I will probably be using a bunch of that. I usually do it at sort of the end of the month when I am like writing down in the notes page to fill out my memory keeping. I do post pictures of my finished monthly spreads on Instagram, so you can check me out at My Crafty Plans if you want to see what my completed one looks like. I think my April one will actually be up tomorrow or sometime later this week on my Instagram. I don't post pictures of my finished notes spreads though, because it does have like personal memory keeping and also pictures of my kids in it, so that I keep private, although you will see my setup after this. I'm putting down those headers now, and I actually like don't love those headers. I wish they were either actually, most ideally, I wish they were on clear sticker paper so that you couldn't see, so that it was just the foiling. But otherwise, just cut a little bit closer. So I just decided to kind of like put them at the top. I thought that looked a little bit better than like in the middle for some reason. But I didn't have like any clear words that sort of fit, so I just used the ones from the kits. So anyway, now I'm putting down, the kit came with like 4 kind of small appointment-y label things, although they do have a foiled heart, so they're kind of checklisty, but I used them. I have exactly 2 doctor's appointments and 2 dentist appointments this month. I have my 6-week postpartum checkup, and my son has his 2-month checkup, and then my husband and I both have dentist appointments. So that worked out perfectly, since there were 4 things that I had on the calendar and 4 things that I needed. So then for 2 of them, I used the foiled heart icons that came with the kit, and for the other 2, I grabbed 2 little of the bow clips. Those are actually not from the kit, but they are from my newest addiction. I like the way they looked with them, and they were like a little bit bigger than the ones that came in the kit. So I used those for that. And then as well, I do have only one birthday that I need to remember for this month, so I used the balloons from the kit with a little bit of Simply Gilded Washi. And then, like I said, my parents are coming in for a visit. They're actually coming Mother's Day weekend, so I used the washi that came with the kit, and I just cut down the strip, and then I'm going to pair that with like a little bit of a bow or something. And anyway, and then I decided to use the full boxes on the holidays. So I put one on Mother's Day, and I'll put one on Memorial Day. And then I actually decided to use the clear holiday stickers from Rose Colored Daze for those instead of the ones that came with the kit. I just really liked the way it looked on the full boxes, and those stickers were like a little bit bigger than the ones that came in the kit, and I don't have like a bunch of stuff to write down other than the holiday, so I just wanted to use that. So then I decided I needed more boxes, so I decided to cut off like the top header box from the 2 checklists that I didn't use so that I could use those as well. And I used that to mark my parents' visit. And then the other one I'll put in at the very end because I realized I wanted to mark something down that I forgot about while I was doing this part. So then I used another full box from the kit to do the same thing I did for Mother's Day, for Memorial Day. I'm not working right now, but my husband will have off for Memorial Day. But also just like for me, Memorial Day has always been the beginning of summer. I grew up going to the shore on the weekends or at the beach. My filly is showing, and we'll be going, but not until July since we do live in Austin now. But for me, like Memorial Day is always the start of summer, so I am really excited about that. When we lived back east, pretty much every weekend from Memorial Day to Labor Day, we would go to the shore, and so we have a long trip planned in July, which we'll talk more about as it gets closer. But I'm still excited for like the quote unquote official start of summer. So once I finished fussing with that full box, I put down another clear holiday sticker from Rose Colored Daze. So for Cinco de Mayo, I just decided I didn't want to use a full box. It was like close to the sidebar, and I don't really celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So I just decided to layer the sticker from the kit with one of the bow clips from the kit, just to mark that, but I didn't feel like it needed the same, sort of full box. Actually, it's like mostly just because it was so close to the sidebar that I made that decision. I thought it looked better being like a little bit more white spacey. Okay, so that's everything besides the one thing that I forgot. I am going to shut the camera off and put the date dots on. I actually didn't use the date dots from this kit because the 31st was missing, and I loved those, my newest addiction, those heart date dots. So I decided to save those to use with weeklies where I have kits that match. But I am going to pull in some leftover date dots from an Inky and the Brain kit. Okay, date dots on now, and I am putting down that last little box and another bow clip. I have a really fun collab video going up that Sunday with Inky and the Brain actually, and a couple other folks. So I am going to mark that in my monthly. I'm super excited about that. That's my first collab planned with me, so stay tuned for that. But that is everything on my monthly spread. So I'm gonna flip over to my notes page, and I will be right back. So as usual, from my notes page, I did make my own stickers. I find that this is just like really easy to do. I have the format, and then I just drop different patterns in every month. I'm like really not a very good sticker maker, but I like to do it for this notes page. It's pretty easy, like and straightforward with the shapes. And I usually add some deco in as well. With varying degrees of success. This month was less successful than last month with the deco. The butterflies came out really well, but like the teacups did not cut right. So, but it's totally fine. So anyway, I just put some pattern at the top, and so it matches. But then also this paper is really easy to write on, and my tombos can write on it, which is why I stopped using washi at the top because I was having a hard time writing on it. And then the full circles are just more like decoration. And then the 2 empty circles that I just put the border on at the end of the month, I do print pictures from things that happened over the month, usually just pictures of my kids, and I put that in as well. Then both of these boxes I actually just use for memory keeping. So in my bullet journal, I just like jot stuff down throughout the month as it happens, and then I kind of like collate it into a semi-cohesive journal entry that takes up these 2 boxes. And I do that at the end of the month. I actually just finished doing April's. All of these patterns this month are from the Silhouette Design Store. Sometimes I use stuff that I find on like Etsy, but sometimes I just use stuff from the Silhouette store. The Silhouette stuff is like really, really cheap. These patterns I think were like 40 cents each, but on top of that, like you can buy the gift card credits to the Silhouette, and it's usually like I don't know, it's like you get pay $20 for a $30 credit or something like that. Anyway, so it's like heavily discounted. So it's a nice way to like round things out, and there's a lot of really pretty patterns on there. And these were just a bunch of different watercolor flower patterns, which I thought sort of like looked really nice. It semi matches the monthly kit, but not really, but that's okay because like you can't see both at the same time. So then on the bottom, I decided to do something a little bit different this month. Usually, or until now, I've done like a single word or phrase for the month, and I've just brush lettered that in. But this month I decided to I couldn't like pick just one thing, so I decided to use a bunch of different purple tombos, and I will put the color numbers down in the description below. And I just lettered in a bunch of different sort of like words and phrases for the month, love and family, and then some other things that are more like geared towards me, like challenge yourself and self-care. Like I mentioned I've been thinking a lot about self-care lately. I feel like after my daughter was born, I like didn't really take care of myself at all. I just put all of my energy into my daughter, and that was fine, and I feel like very typical for a first-time mom. But it took me kind of like a while to realize that you have to also take care of yourself. And, I'm a better parent when I take care of myself and take some time for myself too. So trying to make that more of a priority. Obviously, having young children, I definitely do not come first. Your kids are always going to come first, but that doesn't mean you can't take some time to take care of yourself and do things that you enjoy, like planner stuff. Just going out and doing something, or like leaving the kids with my husband and going to get my nails done does not make me a bad mom. It makes me a human, and it's so necessary for your sanity. Like, you give so much to your children, but it's important to just save at least a little bit for yourself as well. And as I've gotten slightly better at doing that, I do find that like I'm more present when I am with my kids, because I've had like the opportunity to recharge, and I'm not like completely running on empty. That being said, I do have a newborn, so maybe just striving for some modest success on that. Obviously, it's really super hard to leave a newborn baby, just emotionally, but also just because he needs me so much, which is such a special time. But it is, and it just flies by so fast. So I do want to enjoy that as well. So that is everything on my notes page. Okay, so that is everything all set up. I love how this looked with the rose gold, and my notes page, super soft on the florals. I'm very feeling it. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd love it if you subscribed, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram at mycraftyplans to keep up with everything going on in my planners. Bye!